Katie at River City Sewing Machine Centre, and today we're going to be unboxing our new Bernina B475 Quilters Edition. So this is a brand new offering from Bernina. So today we're going to let you in on all the excitement as we explore this machine and what comes with it in the box. So first one, as we open the box, you'll see that we've got a new clear extension table or sew table. That's really nice. I like that you can see through some of these elements, so that when you're quilting or piecing, you can see your next bits and pieces underneath. Nothing gets lost. So the next thing in the box is we've got our accessories, some of the bobbins, which we're going to get to show you very soon, so we'll put them aside. We've got some threads, obviously in the Bernina colours. We've got our warranty card and our manuals, so we're going to keep them aside as well. We've got some feet, our power cord and our freehand system. So for those of you who love the freehand system, the 475 does have that, comes with it. So we're going to take the first layer off, pop that aside. Now the next thing is we might just get the machine out. What else is we have in here is an accessory box to put all of your accessories in. It's a zippered pouch, so that keeps it nice and neat and makes it great that everything is in the one spot. So that's really, really great. The other one you have is your soft cover. So you'll need that when you give your machine a rest at night, pop the soft cover on, and that way it keeps any dust or things from happening going into your machine. So it keeps it nice and beautiful. So that's the soft cover. We have our foot control. So this is your foot control. This one does have an option to use the multifunction foot control, so that you can do needle up down. That's an optional extra, but it comes with this one as a standard. And we of course never forget the buttonhole foot, so it's going to be popped aside here. So we're going to take the machine out of the box. And I'm just going to move this box just a little bit out of the way. So I've just adjusted all the cameras so that we can see a little bit better after we've taken it out of the box. So as you can see, it's still really new, so we still have all the covers and bits and pieces on. So we're going to take all those off. And just remember to remove this little one under here. This one just helps the free arm keep in its position in transit. So we don't need that one anymore. And we're going to be making sure we remove all the tapes and the plastic cover off the front of the machine. And as you can see, just at from the first look, it's beautiful and white. We're just going to remove that touchscreen cover. So as you can see, beautiful and white. She's gorgeous. Now the other thing that we've got to do is make sure that we remove this little travelling plate. So that just helps it in travels, make sure it doesn't move around. So I've just moved the cameras a little bit closer so that you can see what happens when we turn the machine on for the first time. We have, the touchscreen has a setup sequence, so you have to choose which language that you're going to use. Just make sure that you understand the language that you're changing it to. It might sound silly, but you know, it's very hard to change it back if you pick the wrong one, so just be mindful. So we're going to select English. We're going to telling us to put the foot up, and there we have the beautiful colour touchscreen. Now there's lots of features with this machine that you'll notice. We've got the full shank presser feet, so there are Bernina full shank presser feet, not a clip-ons. They're all one section, so nice and strong. So they just slip on and clip on. So that's really nice. The other thing, we've got a 5.5 millimetre stitch width. So as you can see from our test sample, that's a really nice width. The LED lights, you'll see that we've got more lighting here now. So right above where all the action happens, right here on the needle. So nice, beautiful light with LEDs. It's going to make your life a lot easier. We have 7 inches from needle to throat, so lots more room. So she's not a real small machine, it's just a lovely sized machine that you can get your teeth into your really nice new projects. Now the nice feature is that we have the new Bernina hook. So as you can see, it's a little bit different to the metal style, but we have huge bobbins. As you can see, 70% more capacity. So there you go, there's less time winding bobbins and more time sewing. So that's a really nice feature for this one, which makes the innovation from Bernina quite amazing, because we're getting this type of technology into a nice machine that's in the 4 series. Sorry, that's just me. Okay, little cutter down here, so pop that one back in. So the other features of this machine too are that we, as we mentioned, we have the freehand system, so that just plugs in here at the front. We also have an adjustment here for our presser foot pressure. So you can go through and adjust depending on the types of fabrics or the combinations that you're going to sew. So you can manually adjust your presser foot pressure. We also have the needle position system, so pretty much you can sew in most needle positions any stitch. For example, if you have a narrow stitch, you can move exactly where you want it to stitch, just using this needle position setting here. We also have these stitch adjustment dials on the front, so it makes it really simple for you to adjust the width or the length of your stitch, and you can see it happening here on the screen in real time. So you're in control of what you want to do with your stitching with the machine. Everything here sits on the front of the screen, your tension, your presser foot for the recommended presser foot for this particular stitch. You've also got your presser foot pressure here, 5.5 millimetre stitch plate is on, and you've got your feed dogs up and a bobbin indicator there. You've also got your stitches. These stitches are in small menus, so you have your decorative stitches within the folder, you have your alphabets, you have your buttonholes and eyelets, you have some quilting stitches, and of course a place to save your own once you've decided on modifying a stitch. The combination feature adds multiple stitches together to make your own combination. So if I chose this stitch and that stitch, I could repeat that all the way through my project as I'm stitching. So you can add letters and numbers, decorative stitch patterns with letters. So Made by Me 2019 would be a good place to start, or someone's name. If you want to stitch it on, you can do it in the combo feature. The other nice feature on the machine is that we have the home button, and this gives us some help. So we have sewing, which goes into the sewing features of the machine and straight into the operating screen. But we also have settings, and we have settings in here, which we'll go through when you get your lessons. We'll go through all of that. But we also have some help on the machine. So we have help with threading, needles, the presser feet, so you can tap on any of these. And some of them will give you a illustrator, like a video, so that you can do these things. Like this one is threading a double needle. If you wanted to find out how to do a buttonhole, it explains. Some have got videos and some have just got little explanations in there that help you go through that process. The other nice thing is that we have the creative consultant here, and these represent fabrics. So there's a great feature also on the machine, which is the question mark, which I call the I forget key. So if there's anything that you're not quite sure what it is on the screen, you can touch that question mark and touch the icon, and it'll tell you exactly what it is and give you a little bit more information about it. So that's a really nice feature. So with the Creative Consultant, you can basically set up your machine and tell the machine, hey, I'm sewing stretch fabric today and I'd like to do a seam, and it will give you the instructions of guidelines for your needle, for your stitch and the thread, and then if you're happy, you can just press the tick and the machine will set up for that particular combination that you've selected. So that's really good. Great for people who aren't really confident with sewing but would like to get a little bit better at it. The machine helps you a lot to go through those things with the Creative Consultant. So the other nice thing is that on part of the features of the machine is that we have needle up down, we have a pattern end button, which means if I'm going through and have a decorative stitch, if I touch this button, it will take me right to the end. It'll keep stitching right till the end. You have a speed function, so you can slow yourself right down when you're not so confident and speed yourself up as you build your confidence. The other thing we have here too is we have a stop start button. So that is green because we can use it rather than the foot control. So if anyone has issues with with their position of their machine and they can't always easily touch their foot control, then there is an option to use the stop start, but just make sure that you pop it down on slow until you get the feel of that. But free motion quilting and those kinds of things, doing long lines of letters and decorative stitches, this button comes in really handy. We have a lock off button and automatic thread cutter. This is really great. It's having a set of scissors almost on your machine. What happens is you go and sew, and when you're finished, you press your scissor button and it'll cut the threads and bring them to the back of your work. The other thing we've got down here is your reverse button, and we have a needle threader. So as you can see, quite well featured. Love the addition of the thread cutters to your machine. The machine, the 475 QE, Quilters Edition, also has ability to, if you want to use a BSR, it is an optional extra. It does have that functionality. So if you like to use it for your classes and you'd like to take it to class, for example, and they're doing some quilting, you can use the BSR. It's just an optional extra purchase for you, but super good. It has 943 total stitch patterns, so you're sport for choice really. So as a great machine that is compact but well featured, you can't go past this one.